Not going too much into theory. I think I should because yeah, okay. Some of you may be asking. I should talk about G. Some of you may be asking. Yeah, soon. 10. No, 10 no problem if you want. Okay. The reason I'm talking about G is because some of you may be saying, actually none of you because you all are, except for you. I'm saying primarily for Rahima and for Rania. Why can't we do, okay, for example, like that we've been using our clay models and our perspex, transparent things, the kind of stuff that we were taught in MIE. The problem with those is that yes, you can approximate some of what we're trying to do here. But the problem is that of scale. And scale is so essential to our discipline. That's why I spent some time talking to Rahima about 256 or 256 and about scale. Because when you are manipulating a fluvial box or even a clay model of a volcano, you are so obviously, the student is so aware that he is manipulating a model. But if you are operating, there's a strong body of research and theory which has the position that, and Nathanael can come in if you want to, which has the position that I'll just say it very straightforwardly. Whatever happens to the avatar that the students promote, whatever happens to the avatar, the student's mind takes it as happening to himself. Okay? So this is not just for Second Life, but in terms of games as well, in terms of video games. So I can talk more about this, but I don't wish to do so, but maybe I should. I usually talk much more about this.
Do you want me to summarize?
Yeah, you summarize that.
Alright, excuse me. Essentially, it's really straightforward actually. Essentially, when the research has shown, and of course this is intuitively obvious to us, that when you are doing something like playing a game or engaging in a virtual environment, you project yourself into the avatar. And that I won't go into the research side of it, but just to make it very simple, if you watch a kid playing a video game, and suddenly his avatar gets shot or something, he'll say, "Oh, I died." Of course, the kid does not mean that he actually died, but the fact that he uses an eye to represent the on-screen character has some interesting psychological implications. And how this ties back into this thing is because when we talk about intuitions, as Kenneth has implied repeatedly but never outright stated, intuitions come primarily from lived experience, right? We gain intuitions about gravity because, yeah, he's already mentioned that. So why is this important? Because it turns out there are varying degrees of what you would call lived experience, right? And at one end is something like looking at a picture of a mountain, for instance, or a diagram. And at the other end is actually manipulating the processes and everything that goes on, manipulating the magma flows in the volcano and all that to see what results come out when, for example, the temperature is a bit different or this or that. That's full-on simulation. And in between we have things like Second Life, we have things like our models. So where does Second Life, why we say Second Life is more authentic in experience terms than the models? Because you actually have an avatar in the world moving around. If there's a slope, you can't run. If there's a slope that's too steep, you can't climb up it. And that's already a step above manipulating a model on a table, which is not to say that models are bad, mind you. Models have their purpose, but at this point, we're trying to suggest that in order to gain geographical intuitions, we may need to go a little bit beyond models. And Second Life presents us with one possibility for how we might be able to go beyond models.
Okay, so that's that. So I hope slowly all the various pieces are coming together. I know it's for those of you who are coming brand new to the thing, it's very, very overwhelming. Yeah. So yeah. Those teachers. Okay, the reason I was working on fine, since I mentioned it, the reason I was working on fine is